What's going on, guys? Today I have another video for you. Today I'm going to be showing off my new version of the Cinccino mill deck. This is, of course, not my list. I must have gotten rid of a card by accident. We only have 59 cards in the deck right now. Let's see what we're missing. Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Okay. Cool. We fixed that. So, yeah. This is the Cinccino mill deck. This deck is, of course, preparing for the Limitless Invitational Tournament. Qualifier 1 is already over. I played Baby Pulcephalon, and I dropped after a few rounds. Did not do so great. Got my 5 losses before I could really do anything or get enough wins. So this is probably my pick for the next one that is upcoming. It's an incredibly strong deck. I feel that it's a really good list. Shout out to Zach Lesage for the list. Do go check that out on 60 cards. So I just wanted to go through the deck really quick. Just go over all the card explanations and just talk a little bit about the deck and what makes it so good. So just going first through the strategy here. So basically, you want to use Cinccino with its Make Do ability and Zacian V with its Intrepid Sword ability to draw through your deck, draw cards, just build up a huge hand and be able to deny your opponent's energy and inevitably mill them out of cards. We also have the Oranguru with Resource Management to allow us to get some cards back. We have Magcargo GX and Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX to mill 5 with your GX attack. It would be a waste to not have a GX attack in the deck, and Burning Magma GX is just perfect for that. We have a Ditto Prism Star just as an additional out to Magcargo if you prize your Mewtwo and Mew, or just an additional Cinccino if you prize too many Mincinos, or you just need one early in the game. We have a Girafarig, always useful against the Mirror Match, another control deck, or Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team. With that, Get Lost. We have 4 copies of Crushing Hammer to deny the opponent's energy. Force them to take longer to charge their Pokemon up. We have Great Ball to search extra Pokemon. We have 4 copies of Lily's Pokédoll just to stall turns with it. Excellent card just because you can force your opponent to take quite a large amount of prizes, especially if you choose to use Oranguru's Resource Management to get these back. We have, I believe, 2 copies of Ordinary Rod to get Pokemon, usually Oranguru and potentially Mewtwo, or just any other extra Pokemon you had to discard, and then energies back. Never a bad thing. I believe, we have 2 copies of Palpad. Shuffling supporters into our deck. Always helpful to get those extra Bellabuzz Surges, Cynthia Caitlin's, Faba back. Just overall an awesome card. We have 2 extra Pokecoms, just as extra search. 4 Quick Ball, just search for those Mincinos, Zacians, and anything else you need early in the game. Tag Calls gets you Mewtwo, Mew, and then those Bellabuzz and Cynthia Caitlins. Of course, we have 4 copies of Bellabut and Bryson Man, our main source of mill. Just both player discards the top 3, which of course isn't a huge deal for you because you can always just Resource Management or use Palpad and Ordinary Rod to get your cards back. Cynthia and Caitlin is just extra draw and can retrieve a supporter card. We have a copy of Faba, just super helpful against the Mirror, as you can Lost Zone their Recycle energy, and then use Girafarig to get rid of their Fire energy in a pair with Crushing Hammer. We have 2 copies of Lieutenant Surge's Strategy, always awesome because in the endgame, you want to be able to Lieutenant Surge, play 2 Bellabut and Bryson Man, and then Burning Magma GX to get rid of the top 11 cards of their deck and win the game that way. We have 4 copies of Team Yell Grunt, just really, really helpful against Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia, just to slow them down and then inevitably just deny all their energy with hammers and yell grunts, because we play 8 energy denial cards plus a Faba. So just super helpful against ADP to slow down their altered creation as much as possible. And then, yeah, so we have 4 of those, and then we have 2 copies of Air Balloon to get Zacians, Cinccinos, anything that you don't want in your active, out of your active. We have, for our energies, just a Recycle and 2 Fire energies. Of course, for charging up our Oranguru and Mewtwo and Mew. So that's going to about do it for the deck list. Basically, what you want to do with the deck is set up 2 to 3 Cinccinos and a Zacian V, just to draw as many cards as possible, and utilize Yell Grunt and Crushing Hammer early in the game to deny their energy for as long as possible while setting up your hand and board. And then in the end game, you want to draw your deck out to a very small amount, or even 0, play Bellabutton Bryson Man, or even 2 with Lieutenant Surge's strategy. And then you just want to mill their cards and use resource management and Palpad and Ordinary Rod to get cards back into your deck, and then inevitably win the game with Burning Magma GX, or just by milling them out. So that's about the strategy of the deck. In terms of matchups, you have pretty even matchups across the board. Definitely your best matchups are going to be things like Baby Blacephalon, because they have to discard energies. And you don't have bad matchups against things like Ability Zard, even though they do have a little bit of extra gust. That's probably one of your worst matchups, just because they have extra gusting. Anything that plays Fion is always a little bit annoying, although you can get around it. Things that play Cryogonal for item lock are sometimes annoying, although you can always just Profound Knowledge to knock that out. There are some decks that do play some counters to our deck, but of course we have cards like Giraffe Rig and extra copies of Yell Grunt to deny them. And I think this is an incredibly strong list. Some tech cards you could add are Magneton to help against the mirror, to allow you to play Surge, but not your opponent. You could always play things like Mareep and Slumbering Forest, and that's more on the Cargo Mill version of the deck. I may do a video on that soon. I do have the deck built. If you would like to see that deck, please do leave that in the comment section below. I do have multiple decks built, and hopefully going to get a hefty amount of content out for these qualifiers tournaments. If you haven't already seen them, do go check them out. They are super cool for competitive players or casual players. You don't have to be competitive to play them. They do take a good while depending on where you live, because this is a global tournament. All you need is a PTCGO account and an internet connection. So in incredibly awesome tournament, do go check them out. But without further ado, I think we should get into these games, depending on how long they take. We're going to go ahead and see how they go. I have featured this deck on the channel before, as you may have noticed already. But of course, as you may have also noticed, I was not quite as experienced of a player as I am now. But I've done a little bit of testing with the deck, played against it a bunch. And I think I am ready to show off the deck in a proper format. I am also really excited for the release of Rebel Clash. I'm going to be opening up over a box worth of packs, maybe on the channel, and we're going to see how that goes. Alright. So we are going to go ahead and win the coin flip. We are going to be going first, as we want to evolve our Cinccinos as fast as possible, get a Zacian out, and just start disrupting them and eventually milling cards. So we do get a mulligan there. They're going to get an extra card, which isn't a huge deal. As long as they don't have anything super explosive, we should be alright. We just want to start something decent. Just a Zacian, Cinccino, Oranguru. Yeah, okay, there we go. We have a Oranguru, and we have a Pokemon Communication. Probably going to go for that Zacian V so we can start drawing cards. We do have Tag Call to get Cynthia Caitlyn. We already have one in hand, though. So that is a-okay. Yeah, okay, so they're going to be starting Zacian. That could be Zacian ADP, which it does look like it is, due to their deck box, which is never a terrible matchup for this deck. We don't have a super strong starting hand, as we don't have any Mincinos. I think I'm going to go for the Zacian simply because we can draw more cards that way this turn. Yeah, okay, cool. We have Zacians in deck. We have our other Oranguru. We have Macargo. We do not have Mewtwo in deck. And we do have Ditto. So we're going to have to use Ditto as our out. So we're going to want to save that, make sure we always have access to that. We have hammers, dolls, just going through the deck to make sure we have everything we're going to need. We do have Yelgrunts. Yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and grab the Zacian there. And I think we're just going to go ahead and end our turn with an Intrepid Sword here and see what happens. Alright, so we hit a Pokédoll, which is never bad. We do hit a Yelgrunt, which we may be forced to play if they do get their Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia out and running. So we'll see what they choose to do. Yeah, okay, so we do actually see a Oranguru coming out the Quick Ball, which is always a little bit frustrating. If you did watch the Limitless Invitational stream, you did see that in the finals, a Cinccino Meldeck lost to a Zacian ADP that did play Oranguru. And yeah, it does look like we are playing against the Zacian ADP, of course. And they're just going to go straight for resource management. They're not even going to go for any sort of aggressive setup. I think basically what we just want to do here is just prevent them from setting up a board behind this Oranguru. Okay, we do have the Hammer, we do have Cynthia Caitlyn, we don't need a Yelgrunt this turn, which is fine, because they just have, like, their singular energy. We do flip tails, which is a little bit frustrating. So, we can just put this Lily's Pokédoll down, if we can get it to go. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and Cynthia and Caitlyn away our Faba, as we don't need it right now, and I don't believe we need it for this matchup unless they're playing something crazy. We would like to see Cinccino. There we go. We do see Cinccino. I'm going to keep the Cinccino in our hand just for now. Actually, let's or nope, too late. I played it. Okay, that's fine. We're going to want a Bellaba and a Cynthia Caitlyn and a Bellaba and Bryson, man. If I can click on it. There we go. Okay. So just grab those to have them in our hand, and I think we just Intrepid Sword here. That seems fine, yeah. That's really the only thing we can do aside from Pokecom, which I don't want to do. We just Intrepid Sword, and yeah, okay. So we see Macargo, which we're actually going to want to keep for this game, which is going to be a little bit awkward. We just have to keep our Ditto for the end game. Maybe keep it on the bench, just don't evolve it. Just have to be careful of that. So we do see the ADP coming out, so we're going to want to Yelgrunt that or Hammer it or something like that. Okay, so we see the water coming down. It would be awesome to be able to just get rid of that water. But, of course, we can't do everything. Okay, so we see Acrobike. Discarding a Quick Ball. I do think this Oranguru is just going to eventually need to go down. We're going to need to hopefully knock it out if we have enough energies. I don't believe I checked. Okay, so we're going to get Marnie. That's a little bit frustrating as we have such a big and powerful hand. We're going to need to hit a Yelgrunt or at least a Crushing Hammer to ensure that we can deny that water energy and prevent them from getting Altered Creation on their next turn, which is definitely our worst nightmare to deal with, just because it's really frustrating. So unfortunately, we do not hit anything crazy. They have 3 energies on their board now. We really do need to be careful. We do hit another Cinccino. Yeah, I think this needs to be benched. And then we just Great Ball and hope we hit a Cinccino. We do. Okay, that's lucky. We got this. Let's grab that. Okay. Yeah, so I think we just evolve, and Girafarig could be used for some plays. And I think that's always an option, but I think as of right now, the strongest play is to just get rid of it, and yeah, so we just make do away the Girafarig. Okay, so cool, we did find the Yelgrunt. Let's go ahead and deny that water energy here. I'm gonna go ahead and retreat into our Lily's Pokédoll. And yeah, I think we just have to Intrepid Sword here. Cool, we found another Cinccino, along with a Minccino if we do need to utilize that. Alright, so they're gonna go ahead and reattach the water energy. Okay. Cool. So they are actually doing really well. They have their Oranguru out. They really did try and capitalize on that. I don't believe they're playing any sort of retrieval, though. So as long as we can eventually knock their Oranguru out, we should be able to win the game. So basically, we just have to build up energy on an Oranguru and then hopefully just deny the energy from that ADP for long enough to mill our opponent out. He is up down to 26 cards, which isn't bad, but he does have that Oranguru, who's going to be able to get 3 back every turn. So we do see that Marnie and a Research and a Switch coming back. The Switch is, of course, going to be important. But, yeah, so let's see. We have another Cinccino. That's good. We could choose to bench the Minccino here, but I think I'm going to hold off for now. I'm going to discard the Bella Button Bryson Man, as we don't need that quite yet. We see a Great Ball and another Oranguru. That's not really what we want to be seeing. I think I'm just going to make do away this Great Ball. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, yeah, so we need to Cynthia Caitlin. I'm gonna discard Quick Ball. Because we absolutely need to hit a Crushing Hammer this turn. Because otherwise, we are going to be in trouble. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this Yell Grunt back. So we can deny an energy on their next turn. See how that goes. Okay, that's really frustrating. We did not hit the, Crushing Hammer. So, our best course of action here, I would say it's just to Intrepid Sword and pray they don't get the Ultra Creation off. If they do, it's not a huge deal. We do hit some more Cinccinos. That's not really great. And, the third card is, a Great Ball. I think that's what it was. Our hand isn't super strong right now. We need some energy denial going on. We might... Let's see, how many hammers do we have in the discard? It's still just the one. And then, yeah, so I'm not really sure what they have going on in their hand. But, yeah. Let's see. Alright, so looks like they are going to get the Ultra Creation off, which is going to be a little bit annoying. We can still win the game. We just have to be extra careful. Oh, is that just an Intrepid Sword? Oh, okay, so that actually gives us a chance. We have to deny both of the energies this turn, but that does give us some hope in terms of finding the cards we need. So let's go ahead and get rid of the Great Ball. Drawing 2 cards. There we go. We do see a hammer. Let's go ahead and make do one more time, just to see what we can find. We do have a really good hand right now, I think. Or it's not great, but, it's just big. Yeah, let's go ahead and Crushing Hammer. Pray we flip heads if we do. Yes, okay, we do. That's great. Let's go ahead and get rid of that water. And then Yell Grunt the Steel. I am going to go ahead and bench them in Chino. We do need to find an energy soon. Let me just tag call, thin a couple more cards out of the deck. And just double check how many energy cards we have. Let's just grab a Bella Button, a Cynthia Caitlin. Let's see, so we still have 2 hammers in the deck, an Ordinary Rod, both our PAL pads. Okay, so, as far as I can tell, we only have 1 energy in the deck. Yeah, that's... Okay. Okay, this really does complicate things, as we have to deal with this Oranguru for the entire match. Unless we, of course, are able to deny all the energy somehow. which we can't really do successfully. So I think the best thing we can do here is just Intrepid Sword. Alright, so we do hit another hammer. That's great to see. I feel like as long as we deny the altered creation and prevent our opponent from setting up a board behind the Oranguru, then we should be in a decent spot. I think we can win the matchup. We just need to play really carefully, and we need to play properly. Okay, so they just resource management. Yeah, just allowing them to be able to resource management, it's really annoying. But, you know, sometimes it's just gotta happen. This match doesn't actually look super promising because they can just recycle their energies and eventually hit their switch. So, with proper playing, yes, we can win the match. But we're gonna need to get really lucky. Yeah, let's go ahead and Crushing Hammer. Okay, I'm actually gonna go ahead and discard the active energy and then Yell Grunt the ADP's energy. That might not have been the right play, but let's see. Let's just see what we get off our make do's. Get rid of the Zacian V. Okay, we'll make do again. Get rid of our Pokemon communication. Alright. We have one more Cinccino. And we can go ahead and make do with this one. We'll discard Cynthia Caitlin, I guess. And we could have discarded a Minccino or something. Okay, we did not find any more energy denial, so I'm just going to go ahead and Yell Grunt the ADP's energy. Attach to our Oranguru. And now might not be a terrible time to start resource managementing and hopefully just aggressively use Bellaba and Bryson Man. And I guess the odds give that eventually we'll discard enough of their energies so they just whiff the attachment for resource management and we can win that way. So I'm liking getting the hammers. Let's see. So right now I'm thinking just 3 hammers. Let's see what else is in our discard. Doesn't look like anything great. We do have both our Palpads, so we can leave the supporters in the discard. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab 3 hammers. And eventually, I think as long as they're not playing Bellaba, we can just draw through the deck and then Bellaba. And deny energy and Bellaba and resource management. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, they are going to commit the energy to the Oranguru. So if we can just deny the Oranguru's energy, then we could actually be in a good spot because we can prevent the altered creation. Yeah, the decks that do play Oranguru do get a little bit sketchy, making some matchups a lot harder. Okay, so we do hit the hammer. Let's see if we flip heads on it, though. I think that's the real question here. We do, actually, so that's great. We can go ahead and get rid of the Oranguru's energy. They do have a very big hand, so, Alright, so we hit a Bellaba. So if we Bellaba now, we shouldn't discard any Crushing Hammers. And that actually puts us in a good spot. So we'll discard 3 from the top of each player's deck. Yep, okay, so we don't lose anything huge there. They lose a Saucer and a Custom, which is always cool to see. And then we can make do one. Actually, we can just make do twice, hit all our Crushing Hammers, and then resource management, which is not bad, actually. So we have another hammer. Do we want to play it? I feel like we don't need to play the Crushing Hammer here. But I just want to make do so I can immediately start drawing back into the cards we need. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get rid of Minccino here. We do have them down to 17 cards, which isn't bad. We have the hammers, and then we just resource management. That's fine, yeah. So first we want the hammer on top. And then I'm not sure what else I'm going to want in the deck. Maybe I can just, like, get back Belabuzz. Actually, no. I'm going to get a Yelgren and a Belaba. That seems fine. Okay, cool. We'll get those. And, yeah. So we're just going to have a bunch of energy denial, and then we draw out the deck, and yeah, so that's our game plan here. And hopefully, eventually, we can deck them out. Alright, so they do have the steel, and they're probably going to be able to resource management some more energies back in. So, yeah. Okay, so we're going to get customed up. Oh, we lose now. Okay. We don't have any more air balloons. Alright, I may have made a slight miscalculation. So, yeah, we prized an air balloon. And I think there's just nothing we can do about that. We have 2 pal pads, 2 ordinary rods. That's, what, 8? 12 cards, I think. That's still not enough. If we use Belaba at the right time, maybe? No, even so. Oh, wow, okay. So, I'm trying to think, is there anything we can do to win this game? No, I think I just prized really badly. I'm not even gonna blame it on that. I'd say this is probably my own fault, but I'll just go ahead and scoop up this game and move on to a second one, simply because we gotta keep the video moving, and unfortunately, that was just, I wouldn't say that was entirely my prizing's fault. The prizing was a little bit frustrating, prizing those 2 energies and an air balloon, but, you know, that happens sometimes. So, we'll just go ahead and roll another game. Didn't have, like, a huge win streak or anything. So it's all good. Let's see. Okay, so we see Steel, Fire, Lightning, Psychic. I'm not sure what this could be. We'll see what we're playing against. Yeah, okay, so we'll go first. And hopefully we just, yeah, we just set up a little bit better this game. So, yeah, we don't want to start the Mewtwo and Mew, but it's good to see that we have it. We don't actually see a very good starting hand. No Cinccinos or Zacians. We just have the lone Oranguru. So, alright, so we see a Mewtwo and Mew. Probably a Mewtwo and Mew deck. That seems reasonable. Yeah, this is really the best I can do right now. So, I think I just have to pass the turnover and see what they got. Alright, so they're going to discard their Latios, get some fires. Welder. Alright. So they're already getting this welder. If they take this knockout, we're going to be in a terrible position, unfortunately. If they have something that can knock us out. Okay, so they have Detonate GX. Yeah, one fortunate thing about the Mewtwo matchup is that they draw their deck through really, really fast. Okay, so we see an skateboard on the Mewtwo. Oh, the Blacephalon's going to be really frustrating to deal with if they do have Naganadel GX in their deck. Let's see, Yeah, I think this is about an even matchup. Alright, so they do get the knockout, which is a little bit annoying. Let's see. Did they put anything in their discard pile that we could potentially take advantage of? No, okay. So no Stinger yet. So we do have the Cinccino, which is always a decent card to hit. Alright. Yeah, okay. So I think what I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna make do away the Mag Cargo GX, see what we hit. We hit Zacian V. Okay, that's not bad to see. And then we Cynthia Caitlin away the Bella Button Bryson Man. Or actually... Okay, well, too late now. I should have hearthed away the Bella Button. Or no, no, it doesn't really matter. Actually, discard the Bellaba, no cards to select. And we just draw our 3 cards. We do find Great Ball, that's not bad. If we can deny the Psychic Energy, that's really good. We do hit Cinccino, that's probably exactly what we would have wanted if we had a choice. So we just evolve, or no, not evolve, but just bench our Cinccino. And Crushing Hammer, yeah, and just hope we hit heads. We do not hit heads. And I guess we just Intrepid Sword and hope for the best. If they discard their Stinger Naganadel on a whim, then we can potentially just Giraffe Rig it. If we do have that, I didn't really think to check, but if, yeah. Okay, so they Cherish Ball. Would not be surprised if they go for the GX attack here. Yeah, there's the Stinger Naganadel. But if they do decide not to use it, then we have a chance, I guess. But yeah, the Blacephalon's just so strong that it's really tough to beat once it starts spreading damage all over our board. Yeah, they start charging up that Blacephalon. And there's the Stinger GX. Oh, wow. Alright, that isn't good. Okay. So we need to either take a prize card or, figure out some other way to win this game. So really the most reasonable thing I can see is to just try and deny the Blacephalon's energy until they run out. And just hope they aren't playing any sort of like super energy retrieval kind of thing. So let's go ahead and Cynthia Caitlin away. I think we have to discard an Ordinary Rod. Or I could just discard the Mewtwo and then Ordinary Rod it back in later. But, guess we get the Bellaba back. Yeah, it's just a really frustrating match to play out once they have everything, especially if I don't hit enough disruption. And so, yeah, let's see. So I don't have any disruption for right now. We do have the Make Do's, though. Can Make Do get rid of the Pokecom. We do have Ditto Prism. We can bench that if we need to, but I'm just going to Make Do away this Quick Ball. Okay, yeah, okay, so we just Intrepid Sword, I guess. And that puts us in a really weird position. But, and we're super vulnerable right now. If they get a spread off, they can start taking prizes almost immediately. So, yeah, they can take out a Pokédoll and the Cinccino, and we get stamped a 3, of course, naturally. Not looking like a great matchup for us. Alright, we do have a hammer. Do they have the psychic energy, though? I think that is the big question. If we can, if they like, no, yeah, I don't see a huge way that, they don't find it. I mean, maybe they're weldering and they don't have it? That's a potential? No, they do have it. Alright. So that's really rough. I think I just have to hammer their psychic energy, hope they prized one, maybe? And don't get it here. I think if we can deny the psychic, then we're in a decent spot, but they just fireworks bomb and our Pokemon go down. And we're at 3 cards. It's not a terrible hand for 3 cards, but if they take out the Cinccino, then, you know, there's not much we can do. Yeah, okay, so they're actually going to start putting damage on the Zacian, which isn't a terrible decision. I mean, because as soon as the Zacian goes down, I will lose the game. So, we flip tails, naturally, okay. So, and there's a Cinccino, so we can draw some cards. Would not be surprised if my opponent just had the negative snipe or something. Oh, that doesn't quite do enough damage. So we can just Cinccino and make do. Find a Rangaroo. And we just make do again, I guess. Yeah. So if we don't find energy denial here, another of our Cinccinos probably goes down. We don't find energy denial. I don't see a way I win this game. We'll go ahead and play it out just to see how it goes. And then, yeah, okay, so we do find a hammer, which isn't bad. But, you know, that's really frustrating. Sometimes it goes that way. Okay, yeah, so there go our Pokemon, and we just lose now. If we flip tails, then we will lose the game, and that's unfortunately how it goes sometimes. So we do have the air balloon, so I think I just bring up the Cinccino, because that's what I'd rather attach it to. But at this point, it doesn't really matter. We just hammer. We do flip tails. We make do away our Zacian V. And we don't hit energy denial. We can tag call for not Cynthia Caitlin, I guess. I guess we're out of those or something. Because how many have I played? Let's see. I did play 2 of them, and I guess I prized 1. So, I'm trying to see, is there any other out? I should have palpated before. Yep, I should have been a little bit more observant there. But, yeah, that's going to be a very unfortunate end to the game. Unfortunately, we are running out of time for the video. Don't want to make it run too long. Unfortunately, we didn't do all that great with the deck. I've been doing incredibly well on the ladder. Almost everything here is from just grinding out Cinccino Mill. I've had win streaks of up to like 10. It's a really, really strong deck. I would definitely consider bringing it to the event. Unfortunately, got a little bit unlucky for those games, but I'd love to show the deck off again if you guys would like that. If there's a specific deck here. Right now my standard looks like this. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see. I'm struggling a little bit to get my 3rd Dedenne online because they just spiked up to 50 packs, and I was about to get some, but was unable to do so. So, yeah, if you haven't already, please go check out some of our other videos. We have a pre-release battle up on our channel. We have some Rebel Clash testing. And now this, we should have a Pidgeotto control video. My brother piloted the deck, and I should be commentating on that. Maybe that'll be coming out, depending on how that turned out. But anyways, please do consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel and checking out our other content. It really does help us out. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. and we hope to see you